Inglesfield Gap. No horses on this one. Yeah, I don't blame them. It's a little too rough for a horse and too chunky. Too chunky. Yes, I almost went off the edge there. Repositioning my foot. Oh, hauling. Ooh. Oh yeah. Hey, if you like what you see, always hit that subscribe button, give me a little thumbs up, and if there's something else you want to know, something else you're curious about, leave a comment below and I'll be glad to get back to you. What's up everybody and welcome. Today, looking at my 2018 Santa Cruz Nomad. We're going to give it a little brief overview, talk about the components on it, and tell you about how I like it. So, of course I spent money on it, so I'm going to be biased there. I spent my money on it, so you have to watch that. So now, start from the back. We got some WTB I-29 wheels. They've been good to me. I'm a big guy, about 250 pounds. They've not given me any troubles whatsoever. These Maxxis Minions have been phenomenal, bar none. Best tire I've ever had on a bike. So, you got SRAM NX derailleur. SRAM, you got 1x11, it is 10 to 42 tooth on here. SRAM shifters, it's just SRAM and race face basically on this bike. So you got the guide brakes, they work phenomenally well. Really, really good brake. You lose some of the finer adjustment points of the higher end guides, but they're more brake than I want. So they're great. Race face effect dropper post, phenomenal dropper post. It's been great for me so far. The seat that comes with it is a WTB Volt Race. It didn't mesh well with my posterior, so I got a different WTB on here that I had on a different bike that I really liked well. So I switched out the seat, so it's not the factory seat, but either way, it was a nice seat. So we have the race face effect cranks. We have my choice of pedals on here, some HTs. I had some Crank Brothers on here before. E13 chain guide. RockShox Super Deluxe. Made it with a RockShox Yari on the front. This is the R build, so that is the suspension that the R build comes with. The next step up, whether you go aluminum or carbon fiber, they all have the same kit, the R, the S. The suspension on this has been great. I got it set up for me finally. If you have a little too soft in the rear, you'll notice a little more bobbing when you're climbing. Once you get it dialed in just right, you'll just motor up the hills. Make sure your tire pressure is right on. I had this down way low. I mean, it was really squatting bad, and I was wondering what was kicking my butt going up the hills. And I was like, I guess this bike just doesn't climb as well as I thought it would. No, that's called about 10 PSI in the rear tire. So, brought the pressure up, and she's been great. Great climber. For a 170 mil travel bike, this thing is great. Great uphill and great downhill because of the suspension. It's not as playful as a shorter travel bike, something like the Hawk Hill, which I reviewed previously, or anything 120 millimeter travel or a hardtail. This will soak up a lot of what you're trying to pop off of. Maybe it's just me getting used to the bike still. I'm used to smaller travel bikes, but it's plenty playful still. Move up to the cockpit here. 50mm stem, race face effect handlebars, 780mm. I changed out the grips. It comes factory with the Santa Cruz Palmdale grips. They're a very nice grip. It's a thin grip, very grippy though. Has a good feel to your hand, but I found on the climbs, I was getting a lot of pressure on the palms of my hand, primarily this meaty part right here, and some vibration as well was going to be, you know, absorbed if I had a carbon bar, I thought. So I changed these out to the Red Monkeys, and they've been great. Again, nothing wrong with the Palmdale grips. It's a very good grip. I actually took them and put them on my granddaughter's bike, and she loves them. But for this bike, I like the dual density silicone grips that Red Monkey offers. They've been phenomenal. Soaks up all the vibration, still stiff enough, gives you good handling on the bike. Mud guard, because everybody, that's the first thing you put on a bike, right? That's your first thing you're supposed to spend money on is a mud guard. So mud guard it is. But Nomad, she's been great. Now, some of the little problems I've had. I had a creak. You might have seen the video on that. The cinch bolt on the crank was not tight. So it's been torqued to spec. I went out, rode on it for a bit, held up great. I just came back from Fire Mountain and she's still a little dirty. Did a nice ride out there with Bobo and his crew. Had a phenomenal time, and no creaks whatsoever. I did have an annoying front brake chirp. So what I did was I pulled the front wheel off, I exercised the pads, brought them all the way in, compressed them back out, brought them all the way in, compressed them back out, checked the spring, put a little extra tension on the spring. It seemed pretty weak, and since then it's been great. I rode it around today. I've got no issues with the front brake, no issues with anything else. It shifts fine, drives fine, stops fine, handles fine. She's really a good all-around bike. She's more than I bargained for. When I was hunting for a bike, I was looking around 150 travel, and around that 150 travel price range, and along comes Santa Cruz with an aluminum Nomad that just worked right into that price range for me, and it's been a phenomenal bike. So I recommend it. It's got the same linkage setup as they do on their V10 downhill bikes. The new Bronson now comes with this VPP setup. So whether you want a Bronson, a Nomad, the V10 downhiller, I suggest you give Santa Cruz a try. They're great bikes, lifetime warranty. You get bearings, lifetime for free. So it may cost you a little more to get the Santa Cruz name badge on there. They do have aluminum models for all their bikes now, but it's well worth it. Customer care and the components and stuff, and the warranty. The warranty really, I've heard nothing bad about a Santa Cruz warranty. People with their carbon rims, great warranties on those. So she's been good. Throwing a little ride footage for you, and hope you enjoy.